From the air, you've got the pier at one end, the Martello Tower at the other. So manoeuvres like we've just seen there, the triple loop, the caterpillar loop. The pilots can see Clacton from upside down.
That's good. We learned about the caterpillar loop, didn't we, yesterday, and to see it with such a blue-black drop with that white smoke just clearly marking the three rings of the caterpillar's body was really quite special. A couple of barges anchored just out from the end of Clacton Pier in the safe non-exclusion zone, out of the inclusion zone, and they are getting the most wonderful view for their passengers, and I know they're listening to Radio Air Show on BBC Essex. So thank you very much for your company, thank you for joining us, and I hope you're enjoying our commentary and our music to accompany this wonderful display as all five now come together
in an echelon manoeuvre, which is a diagonal line. The lead aircraft nearest us on the beach tipping his wing. Smoke is on. They're peeling off one by one with a lovely fan break.
Almost like synchronised swimmers diving off one at a time from the side of a pool as they do, leaving their smoke trails behind them as they head off now into the blue skies over the North Sea, sun glinting on those white fans.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have the North American Rockwell OV-10 Broncos, flown by Tony de Bruyne. So excellent visibility this afternoon. We can see the Bronco clearly from the commentary point here as Tony banks the aircraft round in a slow manoeuvre towards the centre of the crowd. You can see the large wingtips in bright orange and a huge tail fin at the back. And it is so huge, honestly, I can tell you, being at the airfield yesterday evening, you could almost park one of the smaller biplanes underneath it. It's that big. The glass canopy on the top of the aircraft you can see glinting in the sun as Tony banks around towards the boats heading out towards the Martello Tower. He took some fantastic GoPro footage from inside the cockpit at yesterday's air show, which he put on his Facebook page. So do have a look at that video, it really is amazing. Tony said when he sat in that cockpit he really feels like he's on top of the world.
Right, I'll say, can I start walking the girls?
The display sequence is designed in such a way to best demonstrate the aeroplane's capabilities in lots of slow and fast passes, demonstrating the aircraft heading over the barges there. You can see the undercarriages down. So this is demonstrating the short takeoff and landing capability. The aircraft was designed by two US Marines who got the concept prototype in a garage in the mid-60s, and it was designed to operate in jungle-like conditions such as Vietnam, where of course the aircraft would have to land on sometimes runways that weren't really runways, like patches of jungle on the side of a hill or a mountain, where you don't have much room for takeoff or landing. It was used for a lot of reconnaissance, hence the glass cockpit. And Tony demonstrating there the short radius, so basically flying in small circles, which of course is essential for reconnaissance. Now reconnaissance means basically going to have a lookout, taking perhaps themselves.
Give it to you.
What a lovely afternoon for flying as Rod banks around over the boats towards the Martello Tower, slowly making his way back towards the beach.
He would have had a lovely transit over from Red Hill Aerodrome this morning. It's about 35 to 40 minutes flying. He said he likes to avoid all the kind of airspace, so he flies over the Dartford Tunnel, skirts around the northern edge of the Southend zone and pitches up for the hold at Clacton. A typical aerobatic pilot, flying low, talking to no one.
And a slow pass now, heading from right to left, going right past us now. Let's give him a wave. Oh, look at that.
50 years of aerobatic display flying. Rod's first airshow display was in a Hawker Hunter in 1972 at Warwick School, part of an RAF recruitment drive. And he actually won an award for his flying display that day, 50 years ago. I asked Rod what he likes about flying at Clacton, and he said it's really nice for an aircraft. Display line is not too long, so you can see the audience. It's nicely compact, and it's just about the right size for his routine in the Slingsby. He says it's really interesting being able to see the boats just outside the exclusion zone, like the Thames barges, the big sails, and he absolutely loves
fantastic sights as they pass by the commentary point along the wings. Yes, all three planes are here. The Lancaster, the Spitfire and the Hurricane. And the two wartime World War II veterans are Jim O'Dwyer, who was a rear gunner in the Lancaster and flew 31 trips on the Lancaster back in the day. And alongside Jim we have Ron Beecham, who's a Navy veteran. He won't mind me telling you he's 96 years old. He joined at the age of 17, joined the Royal Navy and served during that very troublesome times. Both these gentlemen, Jim O'Dwyer, who is proud to say he's 98 years old, they're both now watching this fantastic display of the Battle of Britain memorial flight. We'll have a word with the two gentlemen after we've heard our commentator Liam tell you more about the aircraft in front of you now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to introduce the Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. I'm going to stay quiet for a little while so that you can enjoy and fully appreciate the sound of those brilliant engines as they fly by.
If you walk this way, I just wanted to take
Over 7,000 Lancasters were built, but sadly only 2 remain flying in the world today. The RAF is lucky enough to have one of them. During the war, Bomber Command suffered the highest loss ratio of any recorded combat. In all, 55,573 aircrew were killed in Bomber Command. The flight's aim is to commemorate the 120,000 men and women who have given their lives in the service of the Royal Air Force. Right now you will see the fighters break away from the Lancaster. This is formation positions for their individual instruments.
Jim O'Dwyer, this is a very special moment as he sees the Lancaster fly directly in front of him one more time after 31 missions as a rear gunner in World War II.
Today, the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight has 6 Spitfires, 2 Hurricanes, a Dakota, and a Lancaster. cadre of engineers. Very small cadre, only 40 engineers. They're kept very busy looking after the 5 different aircraft types in several different parts. These World War II aircraft are preserved in flying condition as a living tribute to those who served their country. The BBMF was formed in 1957, and this year we celebrate our 65th anniversary. Flown by Flight Lieutenant Croft and the Spitfire by Flight Lieutenant Priest.
Over Clacton.
That's fantastic. I couldn't wish for a better sight. That's fantastic. Just 200 yards.
Can you remember how it felt in the rear gunner's position? What sort of sight did you have? How much space did you have when you were fighting?
Very little. A little bit wider than that.
That's about 2 feet.
Yeah, that's about the same. You got your guns here.
On the right hand side?
5.5, one on each side. One on each side. 2.5. Before that, we were on 303. 303. And then the squadron I was on, which was 101 squadron, based on that embankment, and that's what we converted to the 5.5s and the rear gun turret, and with the rolls. A rolls turret, yes, and the 2.55, one other side, and your one side came up on a large, and went up and down if you wanted.
Not much space then at the back of a Lancaster, very little space, very little space.
I don't want to break in there.
Must have felt very lonely.
Oh, well, it was, but we were so busy thinking about other things. I don't know what's a couple of heavy woolen irons or a couple of KU-88s or something like that on your tail, or you might have the ack-ack.
All firing around you, all trying to knock you out of the sky.
Oh yeah.
Very brave times for Jim O'Dwyer, who in a moment is going to watch the Lancaster pass by again. And I'm going to let Jim just sit and reminisce and think about those times as as the aircraft makes a very low pass, very close by you, to bring back all of those wonderful memories that he has. Obviously tainted with sadness, as so many of his colleagues would have lost their lives during World War II fighting for the country in those Lancaster bombers. At the moment, we're looking at the Spitfire in front of us, and of course that brings back many, many memories of World War II, and it's got one of those most recognisable sounds, the engine. You just can't mistake the Spitfire.
The sound, the shape, the wing, the elliptical wing, it's stunning, and we're so pleased to have the Spitfire back with us today. Liam is from the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. Liam, for many people, seeing the Spitfire with the Lancaster Hurricane, this is such a special part of any end.
The Lancaster PA474 is flown today by Flight Lieutenant Seb Davey. She was built at the Vickers Armstrong Broughton factory at Hawarden, completed on the 31st of May 1945. The war in Europe had ended a few weeks earlier, so the aircraft was modified for Far East operations against the Japanese as part of the Tiger Force, and was first flown in this configuration in August 1945.
What a wonderful sight that is, as we see the underbelly of the Lancaster doing a very low pass right in front of the commentary point. And I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that our other guest veterans
Oh, it sounds too waiting. As we come in, can't see it now. Too hot. Maybe I can see it. Oh, so you can see them here. way. I'm glad I've got it on film anyway. Wow. Can't see a thing. Wow. I'm surprised I can see this from my window. hiking.
Right over there. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the team all the way down. Please, I remind you, do share all your pictures and your videos on our social medias. Tigers Army Parachute Display Team. You can see us on the internet, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the social media channels. Once we've done the lineup, please do come and see the team. We'd love to get some photos with you.